I am so excited. In this video, I'm going to show you how to share your screen in Zoom. So why is that so exciting? Because this is a response to a question from Kimberly Lewis, who is a school teacher, our real life teacher, who's actually asked me this question, how do I share? And a huge shout out to Kimberly and to the staff at her school in Oregon, and to the children as well. So here's Kimberly's question, which was a comment on one of my videos. You don't happen to have any tutorials about screen sharing? That's screen sharing in Zoom, do you? Well, yeah, I do. I've got some in there, but there's a more specific question. I understand the screen share option in Zoom. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll start a Zoom call in a minute, and I'll be the only one on the call in the meeting, but I will show you how to share the screen. But I'm really struggling with, how do I set up what I want to share with the children? How do I retrieve what I want to share with the children easily? Does what I want to share need to be set up somewhere on the computer so that I can share the article quickly? So let's do that right now. So let's jump into it. But just before we do, I'm going to show you a few different things in this video, which will be a little bit longer. So if you want to jump ahead just to that part of the video, have a look in the description of the video and you will see how to jump straight ahead just to that part of the video. Second thing I wanted to tell you is that I am running this channel to help you be great on Zoom. And so that as I share other videos on topics that are going to help you be great on Zoom, you will get to see those videos. You don't want to miss out on them. So let's get into it. So Zoom, as you know, is a video chat tool. So I'm going to hold a meeting here in Zoom. I'm going to get rid of myself off the screen here because you're going to see me in Zoom in a minute. So I'm going to start a new meeting. Now this is a bit sneaky here. I'm the only person in the meeting, but that's okay. I'm going to exit full screen, and that way you get to see all of the buttons that I have here as well. Get rid of the other Anthony. Only one is enough. Now, what I want to do is share your screen. So let's just say that Kimberly is going to be teaching about horses. So I'm going to look up, I'm going to share my screen of Google Chrome. And so that's Google Chrome here. This is my Zoom screen. And this one is Google Chrome. And I'm going to click on share that. I get to pick, if I've got some other application open, then I can share that screen. So I'm going to click on share my screen. And this is Google Chrome. What I'm going to do in Chrome is I'm actually going to click on here to create a new tab, which is a new search thing. But everybody in my screen, now that I'm sharing my screen, everybody in the Zoom call can see my screen. So watch what I'm doing now. And I'm going to search for a question: are horses mammals? Look, Zoom already, Google Chrome already knows that I'm asking that question because I asked it before. So I just hit enter here. And I've got my answer. Horses are mammals. Everybody on the screen, everybody on the Zoom call, what's happening on my screen. Okay, but now, so we click on that and everyone can see it, and wow, it's got a lot of information there. Now, I might want to stop sharing my screen. Okay, so I've shown, wow, that's a big page. Lots of information, far too much. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing that screen. I've still got it open over on my Google Chrome. Now notice when I stop sharing, my picture goes much bigger again, and I can play around. If I had more people on the screen, I can play around with gallery mode or speaker mode to make sure that people get smaller and smaller, or bigger. Okay, so that whoever's speaking gets the biggest spot on the screen. You can play with all of these sort of settings in Zoom. Now, what if I've got a document that I've already downloaded, I've already prepared, I've already got maybe a picture that I've drawn, or something that I have downloaded, a class lesson, something like that, and it's not even in Google Chrome. So I've got that open on my screen, maybe even before I start the Zoom meeting. In fact, what I'm going to do is open that document now. Let me just do that here. Go into Finder, and if you're using Windows Explorer, then you can do this in Explorer. I've got a document here, which is Draw the Horse's Head. Okay, so this is the document that I downloaded from the internet, and obviously you only do things that you're allowed to share, that are not copyright and so on. I've downloaded this, and now if I want to share that document, let me go back to my Zoom meeting. Here I am. I'm not sharing my screen, and now I click on Share Screen. And this time, instead of me sharing my Google Chrome one, remember that Wikipedia article, I'm going to share a file or an image or a picture or a document that I already had open. And so I click on that, and when I hit share, people aren't going to see my Google Chrome screen anymore. They're going to see this one instead. Okay, so I click share, and now everybody can see my screen, and I can point out with my mouse. I can scroll down, and so what I'm doing is I'm sharing my screen with everybody in the class. And of course I can stop sharing just by clicking stop share. Okay, so that's all pretty easy, I think, I hope. Technical people are always saying things are easy, and they're not. Listen, I want to thank you again, Kimberly, for your question, because you said, you finally asked a smart question. Listen, there are no dumb questions, and we technical people love dumb questions, because dumb questions are easy to answer, and they also make us look smart. Okay, but this was not a dumb question. This was a question from a teacher who was reaching out to the hearts of her students. She really wanted those students, those children, to have a really positive, good experience in the classroom. So it was definitely not a dumb question. I was delighted to get it. And now you can go back and tell all of your staff that you've asked a smart question, and also, as a bonus, you're now a YouTube superstar.